Hello, my name is Dave Duss, and today we're going to look at the question, what's the difference between pranayama, the ancient art of yogic breathwork, and modern breathwork? Well, the secret to this is actually in the word itself. Prana means universal life force. Sometimes you'll see pranayama translated as breathing exercises. It always just felt to me like, oh no, it's it's okay. It is true that we use the breath in pranayama, but prana, the word, means life force. It means everything in life. There's prana in the trees. There's prana in the breeze. And there's prana in the bees. So prana is all around us in manifestation, and yet we don't always take the time to really tune in deeply to experience inside of ourselves the movement of energy. And yet we know from many different healing methodologies that energy itself has tremendous healing potential. What is something like acupuncture? Moving the body's energy, using the meridian lines. What if you could move energy in your body, experience energy in your body, feel energy in your body without anybody sticking you with a needle? Not that there's anything wrong with acupuncture. Perfectly beautiful practice. But there is something so right in a human being learning to work with their energetic system and learning to feel what the subtle movement of energy in the body. I sometimes like to say pranayama is a slow starter but a strong finisher. Slow starter, why? Because sometimes people just, if you give them a very simple breath, they just go, oh, that's cool, but they don't necessarily immediately experience the powerful effect that prana can have in your life, in your body, in your mind, in your soul. That takes a little bit longer. You have to go dive deeply into this inner world before you begin to really be able to experience what energy is. And that's one thing that my teacher in India used to say. He used to say, pranayama is the antar yantra. Antar means inward, and yantra means pilgrimage or journey, the inner journey. As we go in, as we focus our energy, as we move through the experience of pranayama, we begin to experience the next stage, which is pratyahara, this movement inward of the prana in the inner journey of self-discovery. And perhaps that's one of the biggest differences between pranayama and breathwork. The intention of pranayama is the antaryantra, the journey inside, withdrawing into our center, discovering something about who and what we are on a level past the body and mind. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the body and mind. Body's fantastic, mind is fantastic, everything is a manifestation of the great force of the universe. And yet, we can use the tools that we've been given to regulate our nervous system, to discover our energy, to find peace in our heart, to find our natural joy, our natural presence. And that can be a beautiful experience. Many of the modern pranayama or the modern breathwork techniques, by comparison, are more aimed at outward accomplishment. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I should be very careful because I also love breath work. I've also practiced many different forms of breath work, and they're all fantastic. They're all beautiful parts of the journey. Sometimes people use breath work to overcome some obstacle, but many times it's like, okay, I'm going to immerse myself in the cold and see how long I can remain in the cold, or I'm going to, push my body to do something that it didn't do before. That's also very, very beautiful, but it's a pretty radically different intention if you feel into it, like, being able to do something I couldn't do before with my body, which also to some degree, of course, happens naturally in the yoga process, but much modern breathwork has a lot of emphasis on that. Now I can do this before I couldn't. I'm controlling something of my body and the experience of my body, versus the body, the breath, and more than either the body and the breath, the prana itself, as a vehicle to explore our deeper potentials. Prana has this. I'm going to tell the story. It's a bit funny, but just this morning I was really, literally going to the bathroom. But as I was going to the bathroom, I could feel the exchange of energy between the right and left hemisphere of my brain. I could feel it quite strongly, actually. And I was feeling like pranayama is the most beautiful art form ever created. It's just so magical, so powerful, so beautiful. And yet it can be hard to kind of get people into the experience because it's extremely subtle, right? Subtle things are very powerful, but they take time. You have to kind of go on the journey, begin to experience, begin to look inside, begin to feel the energy. Then one day it's like, wow, that's a reality. Maybe you have some experience of your chakras or something else in the energy body. Wow, it's beginning to come alive for me. I understand it, not as theory, but as actual practice, actual experience. And to me, that's pranayama. That's the journey. That's the discovery that's there, is the subtlety and the beauty and the profound experience of what we've been given in this human body and the potentials that exist inside of us, discovering something of that and letting that be a doorway into our own stillness, or what's even beyond stillness. You know, this is a journey that's worth taking. If you're interested in this journey, hit the subscribe button below. Make sure you follow our channel. We'll be offering much more about prana, but also about yoga and meditation. And it's just such a joy and such a privilege to be here with you and to share with you the ancient, powerful, beautiful techniques of yoga and pranayama and meditation from Akasha Yoga Academy. Thank you so much for being here with us. Namaste.